Welcome, lost friends, to another Blogging It Up. Today I'm going to do something different. I'm going to talk about my favourite TV show of all time, Lost. So I'm going to begin by talking about the intro, because I feel that scene with Jacob and his rival was probably one of the most important scenes of Lost. So the most important part of this episode comes when Jacob's sitting down, he's just chilling, eating some fish. First we see the black rock out in the ocean. Jacob is watching it, and of course you know the black rock ends up crashing on the island. Somehow the black rock ends up in the middle of the jungle somewhere. We don't know how it gets there, but we see it out there anyway. And last episode we seen Richard playing around with the black rock and fixing it up, still model inside a bottle. So it obviously indicates that Richard is on the black rock, but we don't know who he is on the black rock. And later on in this episode we also find out that Richard is ageless because Jacob makes him ageless. So then a man comes out of the jungle, he's dressed in black, and Jacob is dressed in white. And this is important because back in season 1, Locke is talking to Walt and he says, you know, there's two sides, there's light and there's dark. And obviously this guy is dressed dark and Jacob is dressed light. So it's good versus evil. And this guy sits down and he tells Jacob, you know, you brought them here, the people in the black rock. And Jacob admits it, and this guy says, you know, you bring all these people to the island and all that happens is corruption, destruction, it all ends the same. And my favourite part to this scene is when the guy turns around and he says, Jacob, do you know how badly I want to kill you? And Jacob says, yes. The scene comes off almost as casual, like, do you know how much I just want to kill you? And you know that two of them cannot kill each other, and that's why he talks about a loophole. The loophole is a way to kill Jacob. We don't know what the loophole is, but it involves Locke. So what is it about Locke that is able to get this rival to kill Jacob? So later on in this episode we find out that all this time that John Locke wasn't John Locke. That John Locke was being impersonated by this guy at the start of the episode. He found his loophole, and that's to disguise himself as Locke. So Locke, all this time, was dead. When he got hung, that was the end of Locke. So the smoke monster can change his appearance to look like people. This guy seems to be able to do that also by making himself look like Locke. So I'm guessing this guy is the smoke monster. In the episode Dead is Dead, at least I think it was Dead is Dead, Ben falls down, the smoke monster appears, judges him. Alex appears and tells him, if you don't obey Locke, I'm going to kill you, destroy you. And at this time Locke disappears to get a rope for Ben. All a bit too convenient for me. You know, I think Locke went away, changed back into a smoke monster, judged Ben, and then changed it to Alex, saying if you don't do what Locke says or what I do, I'm going to destroy you. So another question has come up. Was Jacob's cabin really Jacob's cabin all along? I mean, why would Jacob live in a cabin if he lives in the four-toed statue? This also means this guy could have taken on the appearance of Christian, Claire. We don't know yet, but I'm starting to think that this guy has done that Christian has never come back to life. Claire is dead. She has never come back either.
Help me. Help me. Help me. Help me.
We find out in this episode that this rival wants Ben to kill Jacob. Maybe that's a loophole, that he needed someone to convince to kill Jacob. And Ben was the right guy to do that, because all this time Ben was getting instructions, and those instructions were coming from Jacob. Ben never met Jacob, and when Ben confronts Jacob and says, you know, what about me? Jacob just says back to him, yeah, what about you? And this just infuriates Ben, and Ben kills Jacob, stabs him a couple of times, and then this rival guy kicks him into the fire. Do I think that Jacob is dead? No, I think Jacob is still around in some sort of way. He seemed too calm about the situation, like he was kind of waiting for these two to turn up to kill him, and he even gave Ben a decision, and Ben at the time even had a knife in his hand. So I have a feeling that Jacob has some sort of plan going on. I believe the bomb has something got to do with that. I was a little disappointed with the final of the season, you know, with Juliet hitting the bomb and it goes off and then it ends. I was expecting the bomb to go off, then we see the results of the bomb going off, and that's the twist. But I was kind of disappointed that now we have to wait 6 months just to find out what happens after the bomb explodes. But seeing Locke in that case was just like, whoa, that was not Locke all the time. That was a motherfucking twist. The most important thing about this episode is we find out what happens to Vincent. Vincent is alive. He's hanging out with bearded Bernard and Rose, who are just like, motherfuckers, please stop coming to us with your guns, with your problems. Just leave us alone. We just want to hang out with this dog Vincent, you know? Just leave us alone. Also note that Sun found the drive shaft ring, and maybe now she can give this back to Aaron. So what do I think will happen next season? I believe in season 6 it's going to be the rival, Ben with their own team versus the Lost Days, Lana's team, and maybe Richard as well. The whole season is going to be these two facing off in a war. Thank you guys for watching. I hope you enjoyed this.